One of Kenshi's biggest characteristics are that he's a blind swordsman. It's what makes him unique alongside his telepathy powers. We've seen Kenshi is confirmed to be in Mortal Kombat 1 as we've seen in the gameplay trailer, and there are parts where he isn't blind in the story mode, but in gameplay he's regular blind Kenshi. So there's actually a chance that in the story mode, Kenshi won't be blind and it'll just be in gameplay he's blind, which is an interesting route to take, honestly. But for this video, we're assuming during the story he'll be blinded somehow, and today we'll be talking about just that. How will Kenshi be blinded in Mortal Kombat 1? Before we get started, make sure that if you enjoyed this video, go check out some of my other videos, and if there's anything you want to see me cover in a video, put it down in the comments below, and if I make a video about it, I'll give you a shout out. And if you have any theories of your own on how Kenshi might be blinded in Mortal Kombat 1, put it down in the comments below as well. Make sure to join my Discord as well, and with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. So before we go over my theories to how Kenshi could be blinded in the next game, we need to understand how and why Kenshi was blinded originally in the original timeline back in Deadly Alliance. Originally, Kenshi wandered Earthrealm looking for worthy competition because anytime he would fight anyone, he would just defeat them and it would just boost his ego. But while searching for worthy opponents, he met a man who convinced him that a good fighter should always have a good sword, and he led Kenshi to a tomb which held an ancient and powerful sword. The sword was located down a well, and when Kenshi uncovered the well, thousands of souls escaped the well and blinded Kenshi. And the man who led him to this location was none other than Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung!
He then left Kenshi to die there. Now there was a sword there, that wasn't a lie, and Kenshi was left alone in the dark, blind, but the sword actually contained the lost souls of Kenshi's ancestors, which had been put there by Shang Tsung, and they guided Kenshi out of the tomb. Kenshi then spent the next 10 years training his senses and telepathy to hunt down and kill Shang Tsung to get his revenge, not just for himself, but also his ancestors. Reptile's acid. Now the first theory I have on how Kenshi could be blinded in Mortal Kombat 1 is that he could be blinded by Reptile's acid. Maybe you could actually have Reptile fight and defeat Kenshi to actually give him a win for once and not make him a complete jobber in this timeline, which he unfortunately was in the entirety of the Netherrealm era. And after they fight, Reptile just blinds Kenshi with his acid. He just sprays it in his eyes. It's as simple as that. Maybe they put a spin on the original explanation with the well. Maybe Shang Tsung tells Kenshi the sword was down the well in the tomb, but he sends Reptile down there to fight him. And there's no souls down the well. When Kenshi gets the sword, Reptile comes out of his invisibility and catches Kenshi off guard and spits the acid in his eye and leaves him to die in the dark in the tomb, and the souls in Sento guide Kenshi out, and you get to set up a thing where Kenshi wants revenge on Shang Tsung for sending him down there knowing what would happen, and revenge on Reptile for blinding him. The only problem I have with this theory is, we really don't know the strength of Reptile's acid. In fatalities it's obviously deadly and it's what kills the opponent, but in the story mode it doesn't seem too powerful. Like in Mortal Kombat X, when Reptile shoots acid into Takita's eye, it doesn't permanently blind him after Jackie just pours water into his eyes. But they could probably just retcon it and say it's more powerful than we thought. Now, I just realized watching this video back that in the gameplay trailer it shows unblind Kenshi with the sword, so it would be impossible for Kenshi to be sent down into the tomb to get a sword he already has. But you can just work around that and say he was ambushed by Reptile or something. Sub-Zero. Now, if this was Kuai Liang, I feel like this wouldn't be a possible theory because Kuai Liang has mercy on opponents and doesn't permanently injure his opponents or anything like that, or doesn't kill them. Unless you're Sector. But because it's confirmed that the Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 1 is Bi-Han, I think it would be a lot more possible then. You have to remember that Bi-Han is a much more ruthless and violent version of Sub-Zero than Kuai Liang. And I could see the Bi-Han Sub-Zero blinding Kenshi somehow, kind of similar to how he ripped off Jax's arms in the 2021 movie. I could see Sub-Zero doing his trilogy fatality where he gouges the opponent's eye out, as you can see here. The only problem I have with this theory is actually a really big one, and, well, they're on the same side in the trailers. Kenshi and Sub-Zero are seen to be both on the same side in the story, so maybe something happens that leads to them fighting or something. So that's about it. Tell me what you guys think of my theories down in the comments below, and if you have any theories of your own, let me know down in the comments below as well. If you enjoyed this video, go check out some of my other videos if for some reason you want to see more of them, and if there's anything you want to see me cover in a video, put it down in the comments below, and if I make a video about it, I'll give you a shout out. Don't forget to subscribe and join my Discord. A link to it will be in the description. It helps this channel way more than you could imagine. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank you.